Good morning people, I hope you're all well and welcome back to another video. So this is day 2 of the week. It's now the 23rd of April, so we're going into Tuesday. There has been some high impact news this morning for the HCOB services. From my experience, when this news comes out, there is a large reaction within the market and the fundamentals take over. Therefore, the technicals don't really mean much. So I didn't sleep very well last night, so I've given myself a bit of a lie-in. I'm going to get onto the charts now. I will show you what I mean by the news, the reaction it's given, and then we'll see what we're going to do with the rest of the day. My plan is to go to my old house where my setup is and obviously get on the screens again, gather some more data, show you the strategy, and then that way you can build some confidence in it. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. I did find an old spreadsheet that I sent into the group for, I think it was September and October last year. And it was like 21% in 2 months, or 21R, depending what obviously you want to risk. So yeah, we'll break down that, we'll go into that, and then yeah, see where we're at for the day. People, we are now on the charts. So I just want to show you yesterday's trade. So as you can see, yesterday's trade on Euro CAD, news has made it win. So if we have a look, the entry would have been here at 1605, so just at the bottom of that candle. The zone size was 20 pips. I'd have probably had a 30 to 35 pip stop loss down here. You can see price did 25 pips drawdown and then has gone on to do 40, and it's still obviously open. Now, I didn't take this trade due to gut feeling. We went over that yesterday. However, EA, I don't trade overnight. You can see, look what happened with EA here. EA was an absolute perfect area. Obviously, it won due to news. So it's not something to be obviously super excited about, but same again, you had an 11 pip zone or a 12 pip zone, you're probably looking at a 20 to 25 pip stop loss in all honesty. And then obviously you can see prices pushed up about 60 pips. Obviously, this is the news move here, so 6:30 and then coming up, and then once this happens, boom, news comes out and then has that thing. I personally do not trade overnight or the news. Main reason being is that the volume in the market can cause unnecessary losses. If we look at EN, this would be an area that would be valid using my strategy. If we go into the 15-minute, you can see that the news made price gap up. All that is. So when you see this news fundamentally with your strategy, don't be disheartened. Track that it was high impact news. That gave the market the driver, and that is the reason the trade lost, okay? Over time, you can start looking at what news affects the market more, etc. And due to that, I have avoided this loss. Going on to GA, price is still pulling back. GN is at an area now that, again, I'm not trading due to news. But if we have a look at what happened, price is now within this area. That would be a valid trade any other day. On this trade here, you'd be looking at what? Entry at 40. So you're looking at about a 30 pip stop loss on this position, obviously targeting 60 pips. So that is GN. GJ, you can see strongly pulling back. EJ has now broken the highs again. GU is heading towards this area here. So you can see, using the strategy that I trade, that there's a lot of tradable opportunities within the market, okay? So that is just something to bear in mind. And then obviously Euro CAD, you can see this happened. If we look at AU, etc., these are some areas that I've got, but once again, due to the news from today, I am not trading the market, okay? So what I am going to do, due to the fact I'm not trading the market today, I am going to go, obviously, to where my setup is. I'm going to gather some more data, gather some more months, so you can see an accurate representation of every trade that you could have taken using my strategy over the past however long. Okay, so my plan is to do that, because the good thing about using my strategy is that there are rules. You can't deviate from the rules. Therefore, you can track every single trade that fits the strategy that you would have taken with no emotion involved. So it gives you an accurate representation of what to expect if you trade the way that I trade, okay? So what we will do, we will wait, and I will go over to where my computer is now. And then yeah, we'll see how the day advances. But for me personally, this high impact news, look at it, all red folder. It's a mixed bag, so there's not potentially a huge driver. but you can see the consensus for the pound was 53, come out at 55 basically, so it beat by 2 points, and that is why you can see such a large push on the pound pairs. Okay, so I'm going to avoid it. You've also got the same news coming out for the US dollar at 2:45. It's just simply not worth trading. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, we've got a clear day. So any trades which come tomorrow, best believe I'm taking them, and hopefully make up for the lack of trades today. Okay, so we'll see where we're at. We'll get onto the charts, go over some data, and then yeah, make use of a day not in the market. Currently on my setup at my other house. As it stands right now, it's 3:10. I've not traded due to the news, as mentioned this morning. So what I have been doing this afternoon is this, which is like a deal map of all the trades that fit my strategy that would have been taken since January. I have then correlated this onto a sheet for Euro Australian dollar, and I am now breaking down the data. You can see that over a 3-month period there was 41 trades. Now for me, on one pair, that is way too many trades to take. So what I can start to do, like I've been doing here, was there high impact news before the trade? Was there high impact news after? What session did it trigger in? Was it overnight? Was it in the day? Because obviously I don't trade overnight. So what I am doing is going through this data now. I'm going to then split it up into things for you to see, and then you'll be able to just look at this and say, right, how can I potentially do this with your own strategy, so that when it comes to refining your data and setting yourself rules, you're obviously in a good spot to do that. So I'm just going to make my way and continue to finish this. Once I've done that, I will obviously do an update, but I'm hoping it's not going to take too long, potentially another 50 minutes, and then I'll be done, because I've been doing this about 2 to 3 hours now. So I'll update you once I've correlated this data, and we'll see what we found. So then, as you can see at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, it is currently at 5:30. The session is done. No trades for me today, which I outlined at the start of the day. If we look, economic calendar, we had PMI for Euro and the pound, and then also the US in the afternoon. As mentioned, and this is something that you might not be familiar with, is that these news events have a huge impact on the market, and I have took countless losses in the past due to this news, and I'll go on to the charts in a moment and show you exactly what I mean by that. So the spreadsheet I was speaking about earlier, I've now condensed. You can see everything highlighted happened within my trading session. So following that, again, you've gone from what, we're at 41 trades if I'm not mistaken. You've got about 40 trades, and you're condensing it maybe into like 10 over the course of 4 months. You've got to also bear in mind this is one pair. I trade about 10 different pairs. So for that reason, if you have a look, the risk to reward, if you were risking, let's have a look, the risk to reward, if you were risking 1% a trade and targeting 2 to 1 over the course of the months that I have looked at, you would have an average return of 7%. Obviously, if you would have taken every single trade, every single session, you'd have been at 14%, so double, which is fair enough, but obviously for me, it's just not something that I want to do. Also, that is one pair. If you think there's 10 pairs, assuming you're looking at 7%, times that by 10, 70% in 4 months based off the pairs, assuming they all trade the same. That is obviously something to be kind of excited by at least. This is what I will do with my data. I will backtest it and backtest it and backtest it, see what affected the trades. Was it the news? Was it the amount of drawdown? The size of the stop loss? All this comes into consideration when you are looking at your strategy. If you're not backtesting or forward testing with this kind of in-depth analysis, then you're not going to be able to improve your strategy and find edges within the market that you don't currently use. So tomorrow is a clear trading day all day. So what I'm going to do is get up in the morning, I'll be on screen for 7:30, 8. I'm going to chart up. So if you're watching this video in the evening, and you are potentially interested in seeing my trades as they happen, click the link in the bio. I've got a trades channel, and obviously then you can see the full transparency of what I'm doing, and that's the main reason why I've started this kind of series here. So that's it for today. We're going to catch up tomorrow evening, and due to the fact that there are no news events which will put me off trading, I'm confident that tomorrow we might actually get a trade.